Hello, we're back with Arlene. Hi, Arlene, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hi, we're back with Arlene in our mini series of brand development from inception to global distribution with consumer insights with a consumer in her 30s, as Arlene shared with us in our earlier episode. And today we're going to talk to Arlene about her skincare regimen. Hi.
Hi. I have quite a large skincare regimen, Kurt.
All right, awesome. Well, take it through it. Take us through it. Share with us what you
Okay.
use in the morning and at night, and what products you have.
Okay. So I live in Palm Springs right now before I moved back to San Francisco. So I've sort of switched up a little bit of my skincare because of the heat.
And yes, I would
And my
imagine
nighttime, say that again.
it's pretty dry there too, right?
It's super dry, and the sun, like you're constantly battling the sun. When I'm not inside, I always have a big wide brim hat on, sunglasses. I am like the crazy lady that you see. Like gloves, if there are gloves, if I could find like a good pair of sun gloves to drive, I would be wearing those.
Yeah.
I just think like I have dark skin and I'm really blessed with that. I think like I don't burn very easily, but I'm very, very conscious of the sun and getting sunburnt because it ages you prematurely, but also it's just really bad for your skin. I have never been a sun worshiper ever. Here, I kind of put my legs out and I feel a little bit guilty about doing it to get a little bit of a color because they are the whitest part of my body. But I don't do it very often because I'm just so hyper conscious and vigilant about getting sun damage on my skin.
Yeah.
So I do a double cleanse. So I do, because of all of the sunscreen that I'm wearing, I kind of just want to get it really off my skin or else it'll just like stay on there and give me blackheads.
Oh, yeah.
So
Good point.
deep cleansing oil,
Mm.
I love this stuff. You put it on your hands when they're dry, and then when it hits the water, it like becomes like this milky kind of. Have you used this before?
I've,
It's super cool.
but I've heard a lot about it. Great things about that product. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love this stuff. I'm running out and I've already ordered a couple more bottles because I use it every single day. So I use this first and then I just use a really lovely, I will not say the name of this brand correctly because my French is awful. So
La
Le
Roche
Rocher.
Posay. La Roche
La
Posay.
Roche-Posay.
Very.
Okay, I use their cleanser. It's just like a very, very mild cleanser, which I quite like. It's not very heavy duty. I have quite dry skin naturally, even when I'm in moisture, like in San Francisco, I just have like a dry cheeks and oily T-zone. So this, like their gentle, it's called gentle foaming moisturizing wash.
Mm.
It's really very gentle after the first cleanse, I use this. And then like once or twice a week, I use this guy. The Dermalogica, what is it? Dermalogica. I was going to add something else at the end. Dermalogica. Uh, the daily micro exfoliant.
Oh, I
This
love that.
stuff is, I know,
Is
it's
it the
so great.
powder?
Like,
It's a powder, right?
yes.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
that
it's the
product.
powder.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It doesn't feel, it's not very thick, so it's not very grainy. And you can really work it into your cheeks and into your skin. And I should say, whenever I'm cleansing, I do from like the top of my forehead, I do my whole chest. And I apply all of my beauty products to the tops of my hands. Somebody told me that when I was young, like I think it was one of my mom's clients, where she's like, honey, you're gonna have great skin because your mother has great skin. But don't forget your hands. Your
Yeah.
hands will always tell your age.
Yep.
And that stuck with me from being a teenager. So I always like do all of my skincare, including retinol, on the backs of my hands.
I
Uh,
That's smart. I would also add your
yeah.
décolleté
Yes.
is another
Yes,
spot.
yes.
Yeah.
I do everything quite thoroughly. And then after those are like my exfoliants, cleansers. After that, I have Paula's Choice toner. I love
Nice.
this stuff. It's very nice and gentle. I mostly shop. I try. I have you read? oh gosh, what is it? Reddit skincare addicts.
Yes.
I am on that thing all the time and get lots of recommendations. There's a lot of K beauty and a lot of European beauty, which I'm very into. Lots of clean formulas, and they always seem to have good recommendations. And the people on there are borderline stalkers of like dermatology and good skincare. I like it. They've done a lot of research. So this was actually recommended on Reddit, and I used it only starting like a month ago, I think. I had a different toner that was kind of made that was a little too harsh.
Mm.
So this one is actually really lovely. And then after that, I have hyaluronic acid by, and this is a K beauty brand, I believe. It's called Ciroc. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. I
I
wonder
don't
how
know
you
really.
don't know what cause RX? I don't know how you would say that.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But this is lovely.
So this is a
Really?
Korean brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's K Beauty. I have also, I don't, oh yes, I have these little, they do the same product. They have moisturizing pads.
Oh, cool.
So I will either use the hyaluronic acid in this form or double up and use a moisturizing pad as well. For me here, it's really about getting moisture into the skin because the desert is so dry.
Yeah.
Um,
Are those pads? There's another Korean brand called Neogen, I think is it. The
yeah, they're
pads,
nice for individual pads.
does it have a pocket to put your fingers in and different texture on both sides?
Yes, it has a different texture on both sides. One is a little rougher and one's super smooth.
Yeah, cool.
Is it
I
this
like
one?
that because then you can exfoliate or just soothe your skin, depending on
Yeah,
what you want to do.
that's
Nice.
it. And they have really, I previously used some of their other products, and I quite like them. They seem to be formulated quite nicely. And then every other day I use a retinol. I use Differin.
Uh-huh.
And this I have found to be a lot more useful now because I feel like I'm with a sunscreen, I feel like sometimes even with a double cleansing, I don't get all of it off. So this kind of combats any sort of spots or acne and helps. I suffer really badly from hyperpigmentation because I have dark skin.
Yep.
So when I get it, when I do get a zit, it's kind of on my face, even if it's healed, it's on my face for probably like 2 months.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there. There's nothing I've really found that can get rid of it. This helps because it helps turn over my skin a little more quickly.
Yep.
Um, but this is more my nighttime thing. And then I've had this for about, oh gosh, like 3 months. I don't really use it because I haven't figured out what kind of step to use it in. This is CEO Glow by Sunday Riley. It
Yep.
is the first time I used it, I looked like a wax doll because I put way too much on. I was so shy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
It's a great product. It is a great product. But
it
a
is.
little goes a long way.
Yes, I found that out the hard way. Uh, so I use this every once in a while when I see it at the back of the wardrobe. I'm not a big I'm not a big oil like putting oil on my skin because I feel I don't know. Will it make me more oily? My T-zone more oily? So I haven't really worked it out yet.
Yeah.
Then I have of the day sunscreens. So this is again same brand. This is 60. I use this on my face, chest, back of hands, and then I use just like baby sunscreen on the rest of my body just because I wear 60 every day here and I reapply it about 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I've found that there's a couple, oh gosh, I can't remember the brand of them. There's a couple that have like the reapplying mist,
Yep.
which I think is fine, but because the sun is so harsh here, I don't really wear makeup all that much, so I just put this stuff, slather it on
Perfect.
probably twice a day.
Yeah.
And if I've run out of that, I have a backup. There's always a backup.
Yeah.
CeraVe. These two I've actually found they don't have a white cast,
Oh,
which
nice.
which is really great. They just blend really nicely, which is what I look for. And then what else is left here? I don't really have like a daytime, nighttime. I use kind of the same things besides
Okay.
the different. I only use this at night because it's the what is this stuff? Gosh, the gel. I think you're only supposed to use it at night, I think,
I
right?
would because especially with your sensitivity to hyperpigmentation, I would think that that would make your skin more sensitive to um, the sun rays
Yeah.
and possibly cause hyperpigmentation on your skin. So I think you're right to use it at night. And it's very important that you're using the sunscreen because you're using that. So
Yeah.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
What about a mask? Do you do any kind of masking?
Yes, I do. I have a couple of masks sitting here. Where's my other one? Did I put it over here? Yeah. So I use this stuff. Peter Thomas Roth, the
Uh,
cucumber mask. I
it's,
love this stuff. It's so nice. If I feel like I've gotten a little too much sun one day, I'll just slather this on top of all of my nighttime skin routine and just go to sleep with like a good thin layer of it on. It's really lovely. I didn't pull it out, but I usually have the Indian clay that comes in a powder. I use that on my nose once a week.
yep,
It's a little too harsh for the rest of my skin, but I just use it on my nose because I just get blackheads, and it's so oily.
yeah,
I find that masking is kind of the best way for me to get rid of them.
yeah,
Those are the only two masks. I every once in a while I'll use a sheet mask, but I find it's that same sort of wet hair feeling. They're just a little drippy and a little awkward, and I look a bit like a serial killer.
yeah.
So they're not my
Right,
favorite.
right.
Maybe a little easier. And then I use these, the patch.
Oh, cool.
These are for like a
For
small breakout.
yeah.
I love these little guys
Do you
because
find
they,
that they work pretty quick? They
I think so. I think so. If you just put them on at night, they kind of help. And I do think that they help with hyperpigmentation, helping things just clear faster
yeah,
and go away. And then this serum, oh my gosh, this serum is pretty epic here. I think I have to get this guy off. It's the Dermalogica multivitamin power serum.
nice.
This is one of my favorites. I feel like I don't really, as you can probably tell, I'm basically done with my skincare. I don't wear eye cream. I've just never found one. I know I should. And I've told my sister, and she's like, wear eye cream. I've never really found how to put it into my routine and one that I like and is a decent price point because all the ones that I've been recommended in the past are like super, super expensive.
Yeah.
And I've never really seen like a huge difference. But it's something that I need to get into my routine. But I use this on like in the middle of my eyebrows and on my eye area for like the more delicate parts. But I kind of use it as my skin, as like my eye cream.
Cool. I think
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, you don't want to put it too close to your eye because you don't want it to
No.
go through, but um, it sounds like you're putting it on properly. You know what
Yeah.
you might try, and I wonder if the reason you don't really use an eye cream, and I'm speaking from my experience, is that I was using creams. It seemed like a lot of eye creams for a long time were creams, and they were
Correct.
just way too thick. Um,
Yes.
and because of I have oily skin, and
Hmm.
you've got the combination, and
Yes.
maybe it was too much. It was just too thick, and it felt like an oil slick on your face. But some
Yes.
of these new eye gels are
Oh, interesting.
absolutely amazing. They're very
Right.
lightweight. They're just as efficacious as a cream,
Right.
and they don't have that heavy weight feeling afterwards that
Yeah.
can drive you nuts. So maybe an eye gel. Yonka makes a beautiful um, eye gel that you might like,
Okay.
and
Okay.
there's a lot of others out there these days.
I will look that up and add it into my routine. And then the final thing that I do at night, like as I said, I don't really have like a nighttime one, but I do slugging. Most people do it with Aquaphor, which I have some, but I like this stuff. Lucas Pawpaw it's from Australia. You can get it here. Oh gosh, I found it at CVS before. It's not hugely common. But it is like it's bright yellow. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's bright yellow. It's a little bit different than the other stuff that I would use for slugging because it is just a little bit more oily. But slugging, I found I've been doing it for like a year, where you just add a layer of this. Once you've all of your skincare is dried, you just add a layer, and apparently it just seals everything in. I quite like it because I wake up and my face feels very moisturized,
Hmm.
and it just feels nice rather than all of my nice skincare rubbing off on my pillow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
feels good.
so I've never heard the term slugging.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I've been in the industry forever and I've not heard that term.
Do
So
you know what?
so that's what it is. It's basically putting a cover over your products to
Mhm.
helps with penetration or something maybe or
Yeah, apparently that I read it on that Reddit skincare addict.
oh interesting.
Everyone uses Aquaphor or Lucas Pawpaw. I also use this stuff when I go. So I grew up in Vail, Colorado, and that is one of the driest climates you'll ever go to. Like
The
your
high
nose will start bleeding because it's so dry and you're so high up in elevation. So I carry this in my ski jacket and my going out jacket. Every single time I go home, I have this stuff everywhere
yeah,
because it's good moisturizer and it keeps you semi okay in that really high altitude. Like there's no oxygen there.
yeah. Yeah, we go to Santa Fe often. It's the same thing. It's so dry and you get
Yes.
those altitude headaches and the dry
Yes.
skin. It drives you crazy.
Yeah.
But
But
you're
it's beautiful.
surrounded by all that beauty, so
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, excellent. Thank you. That's a first. So I'm really glad you shared that. I've never seen that product before. Never
Oh, wow.
heard of that technique. I mean, bravo.
I'm reading it now. It's actually called Lucas Papa Ointment. So I don't know if I'm using it for the right purpose or not, but I love it.
Hey, if it's doing what you like, then
Yeah.
you're using it the way it should be.
Yes.
It works for you. It works for you. All right. Well, thank you, Arlene, for sharing your skincare routine. We are going to end here and we will be back to have Arlene share what her makeup routine is. So thank you everybody for coming in and make sure you like, comment, subscribe on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you.